Hello everybody, welcome to my stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet under DC Lasair. That's DC Lasair. Hey Strike! Go to my website, dclasair.com, which is powered by a new link in bio site called Doros. Use my affiliate link to go check it out. And if you really like it, you can sign up for Doros Pro and use the discount code DC Lasair to get 30% off for 3 months. And I do get a little bit of that subscription back. So, just another way to support me. Yay. Get the glasses on. Prepped up. Yeah. Hope everybody had an alright week. Or if you're here, hope I can help be a part of a good weekend. Sorry, I'm looking at the new thing. We're going to be talking about this in just a minute. It's a website called Twitchchat.fr, and that's what made the little timer thing. Oh, I have a new... I also have a music widget. Let's see if that comes up. Yeah, there's the music widget. I'm going to turn it down, the music, though. The main part is keeping the widget up. We'll be going over that. Oh, over there. That corner. That way. Up. That. Over. Yeah. Over there-ish. Alright, that seems to be working fine. I'm gonna shut that off. Turn off Spotify for now. All right, let's see here. Over the weekend, over last weekend, I went to record store days, got some records, yay! And went to a Ray Harryhausen exhibit, which was fantastic. It was really well done, really well put together. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And then there's a casino not too far away from the city the exhibit was in. And so I went there with a friend, and they have a great buffet. Like, I don't gamble, but the food there is pretty good. So we'll go there just to eat and then leave. My friend went there a long time ago with his mom, and it's like, hey, that's pretty good, we should check it out. I'm like, okay. And we went, and yeah, it's good stuff. Other thing to announce, yay, I am now officially part of Team Cypher, so yay. I made that announcement a little yesterday. I could put that up. Let me get you all the Blue Sky link. So yeah, I got to make a fancy graphic and put in my bio. So yay! That's a thing that happened. That's good. What else I got going on? Not sure what's going on this weekend. Well, I mean, other than Easter, and I gotta go have Easter dinner with my family, or I won't hear the end of it. But look, y'all, there's ways families can do guilt trips on you. All right, let's see. Anything else to talk about up front here? I don't think so. I think that's it. Okay. Today is Tech Friday. Yay! And to start things off, we're going over a thing I found out about the other day. It's been around for longer than me finding out about it. It's called Twitchchat.fr, and it's the Twitchat. There isn't another chat with it. It's all to, you know. So it's basically Twitch with AT at the end of it, or Twit with chat at the end of it. .fr. And it was made by an independent developer who apparently spent 2 years on it and has created different tiers. I wish the pricing was a little more upfront. But as soon as you go there and sign up, the pricing pops up. It's pretty good as far as pricing goes. Like, you can get rid of the thing typing an ad in your. I just want to go to the base website. I don't want my. Okay. I was trying to go to the base website, but since I'm logged in, it's constantly making me go to the /chat site. I'll open it in a different browser, and that way it won't have my login info. Because I want to talk about a couple things on it. Literally don't care about that. All right, let's go. So let's see if I can see where the pricing is. No, there's really not an easy way to see the pricing until after you connect your account. So I don't want to connect my account again just to see it. But if you can, there's some stuff that's free. Stuff you can get rid of ads and get a bunch of other features if you just do a one-time donation to a person's coffee, or you can sign up for a lifetime account, which works out to be around $100 some US, maybe like 101, depending on everything. Or you can get all the pro fancy features by doing the lifetime subscription, or by subscribing to their Patreon, which is $5 a month. So pretty good pricing. They say they worked on it with 2 years for nothing. There was no guarantee of pay or anything. They just did it and looking to make money. So, okay. Like I said, it would be nice if I could just hit a button off the homepage and see the pricing. I would personally love that. But this does a whole heck of a lot of things. I can show you the menu here. Let me close this down. Actually, let me make sure I can show you the menu here. Oh, okay, hold on a second here. And oh, I see what happened. Okay. Doesn't like you having multiple instances of it open, which is understandable. So now I'm just reopening one instance of it so I can have things happening. But yeah, if you go to the website, you can scroll down all the features that it has, which is a ton. Plus, it has triggers so you can set up actions. It's kind of like a simplified streamer bot in that sense. So it's very robust, a lot easier to use than other bots. And let me just make sure I can show this off. Too much trouble. One moment, please, while I... Hey, welcome on in. Doing good. Hope you're doing good. And oh, if I didn't say hi, hi Rex, how you doing? Hi Strike. Hey Brian. Long night at work? So, let's show you what this looks like. Boop. Okay. So here's everything. 11 hours do that to you. Yeah, holy cow. Well, hope you're doing okay after that. We'll get that up there. As you can see, I can greet people who have come into chat. You know, tells me your first message, tells me you're saying hello. I can click on the name, get a bunch of things, and I can click this button and give a shout out. Then there's a viewer card. I could send a warning if I wanted to. But yeah, all that at a click of a button. Look, it even puts up your bio. Now wait, how do I get rid of this? I don't know how to get rid of this. How do I make this window disappear? I'll click on me. Hey, look, it's me. I can't give myself a warning, though. You know, fancy that, right? Really, how do I get rid of this? Do I just click my name again? Do I? No? Huh. Don't know. Well, can just sort of hide all that for now. No, it's with this website called Twitchchat.fr. It's the word Twitch with AT at the end. .fr. Someone coded all this. So I don't know. Maybe they use C#. I have no idea. I'm just here because I found it. And it does have some neat things. So if I hit settings, I'm not going to look at my account. You can see that so to try this out, because there's a lot of features, I couldn't cover all of them in one day. Finally, something useful from France, right? But you can see here, I've donated to the Patreon so I could try all the features. So I did the premium subscription. You know, like I said, it's about $5 a month. So I was able to spend $10. Get going. There's a counter, and again, you can make triggers, and they have a Stream Deck integration, so you can tell your Stream Deck to activate this trigger. You want to? You can see all the connections. It connects to a Go XLR for some reason, but yeah, you can do that. Tiltify. There's a Stream Deck. View Sammy. It does connect to StreamerBot as well. You can do counters with StreamerBot. Yeah. Can activate your Twitch bot, OBS, WebSocket, all sorts of connections you can do. And overlays. Lots of overlays. You can make how you want polls to appear in chat. You can make the Spotify overlay. Let's see here. So if I go here, and because my OBS is set up, I can click one-click install. And now at the top, I have a thing that says Twitchchat_music. I have the scene. And as soon as I turn on Spotify, if I turn off the Duo second, let me turn off the Muse app here. And then you can see in the upper left corner, all my settings moving around. But yeah, so it gives you a little counter. I can make this, I can embiggen and do all that. And so you have open from left, show cover, artist, tile, progress bar. Some of this will work with YouTube, but YouTube chat is a premium feature, so you would have to pay the $5 a month to do it with YouTube. But yeah, some of this does work with YouTube, as far as I can tell. I've only been playing with it for a day, so. So okay, let's turn that off. Turn off Spotify. So I was going to do this, but this interactive distractions, it looks cool, but I need to put in a couple of things. Same thing with Doris. I'm happy to pay for premium because it's worth it. Yeah, I do my Doris plug up front, but yeah, I really like Doris and well worth the monies. But if you get a couple OBS plugins, you can do these distortions on screen. They don't show them here. I thought they would show them here. But wrong way. Let's reload this. Okay, now I have my panel back. And then there's quick commands here if I want to start an ad. Create poll, prediction, raffle, bingo cards. I like this, the Q&A session, which is something I haven't figured out how to do in StreamerBot yet. I can start a question, and if you hit the command, it will save the question in a queue, and then I can call it up on screen. Now, I'd have to know CSS to analyze it. So here's the command. It'll be !Q. I'll start it. Check out Andy Lippy. He's done it. Yeah, I saw Andy Lippy had one, and I couldn't figure out what product of his that's in. So yeah, so if anyone hits !Q, and I don't know, did that actually go to chat? Yeah, it did. So if you type !Q and then your question, the question will go into the queue. Just ask anything, and we can show off the rest of this. Soon find on his website. Awesome. Oh, the website doesn't come through, but I know where to go. Thank you for that, though. Yeah, I've been looking at Andy's website, trying to hope that the question feature that he showed off, because his is really slick, comes up. If I type, let's see here. I type !Q cheese. I now have a question. Does this work? Yeah. Then I can go to the Q&A session. Oh, Oh no. We'll start another one. Oh, Q&A session already exists. Okay, cool. So it has that. How did I get to the question? Oh, I remember. That was a thing over here we had to hit. We had to hit the question over here. Okay. So now that I hit this thing down here, which was question and answer, you can see I have cheese, I have Brian's does this work. I click on this fancy button here. Oh, wait, what happened? Overlay is configured. Oh, it's not in this scene. Sorry. Okay. Forgive. I have it set up on my other scene. All right. Let's try that again. Did it preserve? Oh, it didn't preserve any of the question. Oh, wait. No. All right. Did you configure the overlay? Wait, I got started again. Hold on. We gotta go do the whole thing. Like I said, I'm still learning. Q&A session. Okay. Start. Now ask a question. And he'll go into the thing. Because I remembered to activate the overlay. Springleaf, hello. We are learning together, right? So now I hit this. I can still see your question. Now I can highlight this and it appears up on screen. I can do this with any message that appears here. And then when I'm done with it, I can hit the trash icon and, say, hey, I answered this. Then I just click that again. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So I did like that. You just have to remember to activate the overlays. And then I'm going to do a test here. Let me go over to where I have more overlays active. Make sure I have it. All right, I'm going to do a test. Here, there is an ad break thing. But I don't want to start an ad and have it go off and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it'll come on, but I go to ad break indicator. I should click, where is it going to appear on the screen? So on the bottom right, near the bottom right of the screen, you'll see a show an ad when an ad is coming up. Oh, that'll be, oh, there it is. Sorry, that's over there on the left. There, there. Sorry, camera's backwards, but you can see there's a countdown. And add in 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12. And you can set it up where it appears on the screen and what it says and things like that. And then there is also one for the ad running. Remember weather person training, right? And then you can see the ad counter in the bottom right of the screen, which is over here for all of you. If you wonder why I have my camera reversed, it's so I can hold up things and you can read them the correct way, and your brain doesn't have to do extra work in trying to reverse what text I hold up. So if you find me pointing the wrong way on things, that's why. Because I want to show you titles of things. I don't want you to have to like flip it around mentally. Just want to make it easy on you. Yeah, Nutty's got some great widgets too. Let's see here. Oh, so those are the options I've played with mainly. But you can do things like animated text, like I said, bingo cards, bits walls, labels. Let's try animated text. We'll create an overlay. Install, make sure that's there. Okay. And then, is there a test button? I thought I saw. Oh, there is a test button. I don't know if that did anything. No. Huh. Okay. Well, that didn't want to do anything. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you do. I'll figure this out later. But yeah, basically you set it up with a click into, and it puts a basically it puts a browsing source into whatever scene you're on into OBS for that thing. And as long as you have the overlay set up, it will do basically what it says. And you can, I can click on anyone and get their info. That they've accomplished during this particular chat. Speaking of OBS, are you going to pull the plug over to Meld? We'll get to that in just a moment, because I do want to talk about the Meld update. And I am thinking about it. So yeah, that is Twitchchat.fr. If you don't want to program things with StreamerBot or something like that, this is quite a good solution. Now, where StreamerBot is completely free as well. No, sorry, I'm trying to click off I was distracted by a thing in OBS. And I had to click away from it. But StreamerBot's completely free and can do all this stuff, but you have to know some coding or, fine. Yeah, StreamerBot is the best add-on to a live stream. I agree with that. However, Twitch.fr is easy to use, but it does, if you want to use all the features, it does cost a little money. It's not bad. But yeah, so I just displayed some of the things. Like I said, I'm going to have access to premium for a couple months. And so next week I'll figure out a couple more things. I didn't have as much time with it as I thought it was going to be. Now with V1 is not going to be as scary anymore nor bright, right? Things like this make me think about use cases. A lot of these external apps and plugins do a lot, but as a streamer, what do you need to do and what want to do? Yeah, exactly. And Twitchchat.fr may be the thing for you. I just saw someone mention it in someone else's chat. And I'm like, oh, I need to know what this is. And I put it in, and does this replace StreamerBot for me? Do I need StreamerBot? Probably. I like a lot of what StreamerBot does, so I'll probably stick with StreamerBot. But this is a really good alternative to that. And plus, anything like StreamerBot, Sammy, I can't think of the other bots' names. This can replace a lot of what you would do with those, and those other ones require more work to activate. This is relatively simple. Mix it up, yeah. Comparatively, this is relatively simple, though the person who made it spent a lot of time coding all this, so it could be relatively simple for you to use. So yeah, I wanted to show that off. I think we'll close that down right now. No, you know what? I'll keep it open in case something happens. in case it triggers a thing. All right, let's remove that. Only downside of StreamerBot, truthfully, is that it takes time, mostly if you don't code. Yep. I'm doing a little bit of cleanup on my OBS scenes here. I've done the examples. Then we'll move on into Meld. But if I don't do it now, I am going to forget and then have to wind up doing it later. Okay, we'll leave those active. Turn that back on. Okay. So that's that. Yeah, StreamerBot is very, very powerful and pretty awesome. Hey, hello, Vampy friends. Welcome on in. Thanks for the follow. Another new member of Team Cypher. Welcome on in. Hey, that hits the follower goal of 510. Thank you. Ads, yeah. All right. Back, yay. Welcome on back. Good to see you. All right, so Meld made an update. We often talk about Meld here. And again, to Brian's earlier point, it's about what do you need to do and want to do. And Meld could just fill the what I need itch. So here is the latest Meld update. And they allow for multi-canvas streaming, so it could stream horizontal and vertical. They made a vertical virtual camera as well, plus vertical clipping and recording. Can take multi-canvas screenshots. And they now have something handy called an encoder view, which shows you where your signal is going to, what encoder it's hitting, and then where it's outputting. So it shows you source, encoder, output, all in one easy graph, and just shows a line between the things. So that's kind of cool. Actually, let me put this over here, and we can kind of go through some of this. Boop. So yeah, there's a I probably can't increase that picture, but there's a look at the graph thing. We'll see if we can zoom in on any of that. No, it doesn't look great zoomed in. Just keep the dot up. So yeah, the encoder view, which seems really handy. Like I said, vertical canvas recording, been through all that. You can now copy and paste effects plus a full undo system, which is honestly something that, needed to be there earlier, but they are still considering themselves in beta. Would you suggest Meld or OBS? Tough question. Right now, OBS, but I'm getting to that. Floating toolbar for scene objects. So they added, now all your scene objects have a floating toolbar. So that's good. Now here is the one thing that prevents me from using Meld is per scene audio tracks. And they didn't have them at the start. But now, whether the source is active or not, you can modify your audio track settings without having to change which scene is active. So that's kind of telling me that it's there, right? because per scene audio is the only reason why I'm not giving it a solid goal yet. So I gotta try it out and go. Am I understanding with all this language right? Is this available now? And I just missed. I can change the scene and not have that audio play in that scene, because that's what I rely on to do this in OBS. Once that happens, I'm gonna make a setup, and I'll spend a good couple weeks just using Meld to stream, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, and then they did a bunch of fixes, improvements, things like that. Don't think that's possible yet. I know I know it's on their list of things. I just don't know when it is. But that is really the only thing keeping me from doing this. Meld is easier to use, and a lot of features that you gotta get a plugin for in OBS are right there. And I really like what Meld's been doing. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is that per scene audio, and then I will give them a solid run and figure that out. It's not that they interfere, but like my mic scene or my microphone source doesn't need to be on my starting soon screen. It just doesn't need to be there. Instead of having to hit mute all the time, I would rather just not have it there, and I don't have to worry about it. And then when I go to this scene, my mic audio comes up. Be right back, but I will take it off. Okay. But yeah, that's so once they do that, and again, I know it got upvoted by more than just me, so hopefully that is the thing that is coming soon for sure. But right now, I would still go with OBS, just because you can do so much. There is so much you can do with OBS. If you wanted to, you can do light photo editing in OBS. OBS is very powerful. But again, like Brian said, do you need all the features of OBS? Probably not. Meld is still pending DC's approval. Yes, Meld is the only other software that is getting the thumbs up, but needs a few more things before I go, yeah, no, you use Meld or OBS. Like, you choose which you want. Because Meld does a lot of things really well. And that's pretty fantastic. Do you have? Yes, I have 3 Stream Decks. No, 5. Sorry, I have two digital. I have an iOS one and an Android one. So yeah, I have a lot of Stream Decks. So yes, still pending approval is a good way to put that. Oh no, just my mic moved on me. Hold on. But yeah, so that's the one thing. If it's easy for me, I can recommend it. So just waiting on Meld to see if they add a couple features in, and yeah. But OBS is ridiculously powerful, and you can do so much with it. And there's a lot of really clever people making a lot of really clever plugins for OBS, like Finite Singularity, who sometimes shows up in this chat. Love Finite's plugins. But as far as just getting up and going, Meld is starting to be the thing where, yeah, it's getting up going. I've tried others. I've tried XSplit. I've tried Streamlabs. I don't like them. Now they might be your thing, and that's great. That's fine, but they're not for me. And like I said, I'm talking about Meld because it is the next closest thing to OBS that I would recommend. There's really nothing else I would recommend to stream with. It's either going to be Meld or OBS. All the other things can just go away. Once I learned OBS, it's been my go-to. Once I realized how to visually think through StreamerBot for special stuff, I'm sold. Yeah! Meld could be an interesting sell for me, but not yet. Yep. One of the people that bought Lifetime XSplit and used it for like a month until I got too frustrated and changed back to OBS. Yeah, I had an XSplit thing for a little while too. And I'm like, no, I'm done with this. OBS. OBS is clearly the way to go here. So yeah, so for years and years and years, it would just be OBS. And then last year, Meld comes along. And yeah, it's really the only other broadcasting software that even partially captured my brain. Anyway, there's been some others that come up, and I'm like, they have some interesting ideas, and they're okay. Again, if you like them, it's fine. But OBS and Meld are just what you should be looking at. All right. Like Ecamm on the Mac, but it's way too expensive for my taste. Yeah, I hear a lot about Ecamm. I see a lot of YouTube videos on it. And it looks like it's fairly robust too. So if you're on a Mac, maybe Ecamm's the way to go. I really can't invest in my brain power into yet another system to use, but at least not right now. But yeah, if you are into Ecamm, there are a ton of tutorials on YouTube. Great, but in Australia it costs something like $250 per year. Oh, wow. All right. Next, we have just last weekend, and we're finally starting to get more news articles on this. The National Association of Broadcasters had their annual conference for 2025. And usually this is for more studio stuff and things like that. But in the last few years, they do have products that kind of come down to, do I want to say streamer level? I don't know, because you can still use cameras and things for streamers. And here's a list. Here's a pretty good list of all the big announcements that came up. And eventually what happens is we'll see a lot of this stuff for broadcast come down in some form or another to a streamer below water level, right? to a more streamer friendly priced thing. And so Blackmagic has they've introduced a camera they're calling Pixis, which is a 12K cinema box camera. I know there's a lot of things called Pixis, Pyxis, but for Blackmagic Design, it's a 12K cinema box camera for only around $5,000. And that quality for that price is amazing. And I wanted to go over kind of cameras in this space because it was really, I don't know, 20 some years ago, maybe more, whenever Red came about, and Red had this 4K camera that was, at first it was around 17,000. Then they got that price down to about 5,000, 8,000, somewhere in there, I think. But was below $10,000, and that was the key. Because before then, only 5K, let me sell my car and I'll be back, right? Because before then, regular film cameras and things were all over $20,000. Red comes in with a less expensive version of a high quality digital camera that you could possibly own instead of renting. Because a lot of film, you rented the cameras for the days you shoot. You did not buy a camera. These big old film cameras, very expensive. And even early digital cameras cost a whole bunch. And so productions would rent them because that was the most affordable way to try to film something. And then as we got more digital technology in, and camcorders got more digital, and the prices came down on this stuff, and then Red comes in, and here's a 4K camera for we'll just say $5,000, and then Blackmagic comes along and kind of does its similar thing, and now you have these competitive price points where smaller studios can afford high quality gear and get really stuff. And now, you're looking at me through a webcam that does 4K that was around, I think, 300. Right? So even at 12K, which I'm not sure why you would shoot in 12K, but if you want to, you can shoot in 12K now. And to follow this up, I found an interesting article on, I went down this rabbit hole, on the resolution of the human eye. Because unless you're up close to the screen, even 2K and 4K, unless you're real close, you won't be able to tell a difference sitting back. So we're getting kind of to the point. And here's an article that this company put up kind of about that, about what the human eye can see and how close we are to it and things like that. And that was all fairly interesting. So if you want to go down that rabbit hole, by all means, there's an article to help lead you down. But yeah, so we're now at the point where, I mean, 12K for 5,000, and it wasn't that long ago that 4K was 5,000. So technology advancements are cool, is what I'm ultimately getting at. But there was a lot of camera systems that came up. There were some streaming things, some new tracking systems, monopods that you can fit a mirrorless camera onto that have a base that splits out that you could just land on the ground. And stay there. New lighting systems that you could plug in the panel light, right? And the battery part is magnetic. You plug that into the light, and you just hold it, and you have this big panel, LED light panel. You hold around. There's a digital display on the back where you can tune everything and adjust it all. Fantastic product, right? Depending on your level of production. So that the list in chat right now is for a lot of the big production switcher things. Blackmagic did some ATEM refreshes. So if you're looking for a production switch, there's that. I did find a YouTuber who goes by Flight Path, FLYT Path, that goes over things we would probably consider, because not all of us are big production companies. And so there's his video on things, and he has some more product. Oh, look, an ad is popping up soon. So we'll take a break here. Go check out that video. And yeah, an ad's actually popping up. It's so I'll hit the break screen and be right back. So here we go. You all ready for this? And this will be something, won't it? Hey, look at that. There's 3 of me. So right away you'll notice some color difference in things. And yeah. And you probably like one more than the other. And that's fine. I'll tell you which one I like. But if I was doing an actual camera review, this would be a eat my balls of energy.
This can go one or two ways.
I don't think so. And he claps his hands, and he gets 2 pie plates float up on each of his shoulders, like shoulder missiles. And
why do they say imagine cream pies?
They
because
say
what I was
imagine
actually
cream
imagining
pies.
was dragons.
Yep.
I was imagining dragons.
I'm not responsible for what you think of when you see the term cream pies, but
Oh God.
Here
Not
we are.
late enough in the evening for that, you all.
Here we are.
Wow.
The sun might be going down in Chicago, but it is not after dark hours.
I'll see, because I'm a hatomancer, I can keep a hat on my head, even upside down. And so to activate gravity, there you go. I activated gravity, and see how the hat fell off? Yeah. Okay. Wisdom is my best. We're gonna try it. It'll probably be hard, but... Sure. Go eat the brain then. Look, a 23. You think I'm gonna fail that one? I mean, you know.
It's good.
Take my new service. Normally there's ice cream. This is you scream. Because it's your icy doom. Icy doom! That's all you get is icy doom. Icy doom, look at that. Icy doom. Icy doom. Icy doom. And with that, his size grows to 10 feet. His skin becomes a flaky crust. Skeletal wings of butter spread out from his back. And a rolling pin of necrotic energy forms in his hand.
Choices were made, and we respect.
Wow.
the TIE missiles go from 2 to 4. There's 2 below his arms, 2 above.
Tyrion just turns to Punk and says, "I did warn you."
Question.
No! No, 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 no. Can I have my shield back, please? Thank you. That was awesome. And I'm listening. I don't know why I'm leaning in like I can. This helps me hear you better. And
Brian and other people in chat can tell you I will turn on business Tanya real quick when we meet. And no one likes this Tanya because it's the unfun part of doing this. What you're struggling not to laugh. What are you gonna say?
No, because my secret is that I'm actually always business Brian. That's the thing is people don't understand. Like business Brian, just they're like, oh, it flipped out, and I'm like, business Brian's been here the whole time.
Yep, everyone's got to say hi to Hannah. There's my kitty. Don't know how long I get to hold her, but... Alright. So this is the cat portion of the stream. Oh, time to get down. There you go. Thanks for being on screen. Oh, don't be a stick in the mud. Let's just have some fun. Hey, do you like these? I call this one... Game. I just have no words. And a little mumble. He begins. Ancient pastry chefs of evil. Transform this unleavened form into Pillsbury, the ever baking. And with that, he
Yep. I mean, it's useless from us, but give yourself inspiration for that. That was
Yeah, it's amazing.
see if I can.
Behold, blood orange.
Does anyone else hear Latin chanting, or is that just me?
Mhm.
No, I
thought
think
they were,
everybody does.
but yeah.
I have source, all shorts, right? Video buffer none. Turn the audio on. That's all you have to do for the shorts clone, is just make sure that you're cloning the source, and your source is whatever you named the scene that you keep your shorts in. That's a statement, eh? Where do you keep your shorts? Okay, so... Skip the game. Confetti! Austin Creams and Long Johns and Curlicues all come out, and they all like empty their contents on launched at all of you. Everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
There's a theme here right now.
I honestly, I'm like, we are.
I
it is after dark here, so okay.
Yep.
17 plus a lot. So that's 17 plus 6 is what?
My
13,
God.
23?
question is, would I actually want to dodge a long john?
I'm gonna.
I mean,
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Everyone, get ready. Get ready to tell 5 with me. Okay? Are you ready? Ready? Get your hand all warmed up. You know, find that space. Find the space. Oh, there it is. Ready, set, self 5. Yeah. Thank you all for joining me. This was great. And so, I give to you the kindness train.
All aboard. Here comes the kindness train.
Ta-da! Bye. Ow! Rude! What was that for? What did I do to you? What? How did I? So strange. Why did any of that happen? I don't get it. What a jerk of a goat. Or a ram, or whatever they call you. I don't know. And you take a sip. The initial hit, you think, oh yeah, that's Coke. But it's only after you swallow that you get this flavor of an Oreo. The number one thing for producing a show is timing. Being on time, understanding. Welcome on back, everybody. How y'all doing? Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. What else did I have to talk today? Talked about the human eye thing. Talked about NAB. Yeah, if you have anything you want to talk about, now's the time. Question time is open. As long as you can relate it to tech or TTRPGs, that's fine. Fine by me. Again, I'm officially part of Team Cypher. Yay. Very exciting. Where is the button for that? Where did I put the thingy? Here's the announcement. Once again, yay. I had to come up with a bio. I hate coming up with bios, but there's one there. Okay. Got the form. I forgot to plug the form this week, so there's a plug for it now. If you come up with a question during the week and you don't want to hold it in your head until Friday to ask on a Tech Friday, there's a handy form you can fill out at any time. It's open 24/7. And then I will look at those and answer as many as I can on Fridays. Yay. All right, what else we got going on here? See, we talked about NAB. Did the camera thing. Went over Twitchchat, Meld. Okay, I think that wraps us up for the regular portion of stream. So let's get into... Oh, there was something I want to show off. Like, yeah, let's get into some TTRPG things. There is something I wanted to show in Obsidian, because as you all know, I've been using Obsidian to kind of build a minimalist DM kit that I could take with me places and print off the sheets and things like that. And I found a plugin that will really help out with that. And I'm probably going to change how I do my adventure template. So let me pull that up real quick. Here. So the plugin is this one here, Markdown Export. And what Markdown Export allows you to do, and you can set up all of this stuff, right? If you want to set your file path, you should cut and paste copy and paste your file path from whatever directory structure you're looking at, whether it be Windows File Explorer, and then paste that in here, because it's not going to come up with an easy thing for you to do. So as you can see, I have it going to my D drive, and then I have an Obsidian Markdown Adventure folder just for these markdowns. And what this allows you to do is take anything here, right? Anything you want to. I can right click and I can export as Markdown or export to HTML. Normally, the only thing I could do would be go over here and there would be an export to PDF. So the export to Markdown feature, it'll give me a Markdown document I can open up in a text file. Let me just open one up. Let's see here. Where are they at? Right, they're in this folder. So I right click on it, and I know you can't see this right now. I open a notepad, and here's a sample I made last night. I just called it this. Right, and the neat thing is it shows me the properties of my, let me embiggen. It shows me all the properties. This whole first section is properties. So that's why I put the session date there. So I can get rid of this date down here, right? Because I combined my two adventure templates. I can get rid of this date down here because when I save it as a markdown, it'll show me the properties and I can just have the date up here. So I can get rid of these three things, and then I can make recap part 1, part 2, part 3, plus all this stuff that I normally been doing. And then I can look, and I know that this means that this was a call out block, right? The syntax here, the bracket with the exclamation point followed by the name, is a call out block either provided by Obsidian or one I made, because there's a plugin to do that too. And so this will be really handy when I print off the sheets. I don't have to do special things to see the date, campaign, or players. I can just keep all that in the properties. And then I might add recap and then part 1, part 2, part 3, and reorganize how this goes. Because this whole thing here that you see is me combining this template adventure template with the summary template. And then the properties menu. And so that markdown extension is very cool because that is sort of what I wanted when I went to print these things off. Come on, kitty. You can open the door. Come on. Do I need to open? You gonna come in here or are you gonna stand out there and meow? Anna, come here. Come here, kitty. Are you even there still? Well, cat ran off. So yeah, I was looking at a way I could combine these, right? And in Legend Keeper, I could do it fairly easily. And the idea is to have... Oh, there you are. Hey, we have a kitty. But the main idea is to have a whole adventure, all the details I need to run it in 2 pages, or 1 piece of paper front and back. So hopefully I have a design that works that'll do that. Yeah, well, you came in here for a second? Is that all the time I get? Here, come on. No, you're done with me? Okay. Guess the cat's done with me. And so, yeah, I found that plugin. And again, when I look at Obsidian, I'm going for the easy plugins, right? The plugins that don't take 2 other plugins to work and don't take a lot of code, things like that. Oh, there's another one. I just remembered. There is a way to make buttons with the MetaBind plugin. So MetaBind is very complex. So I made this canvas here, and I've made 1 button adventure template. And so I just got to click it once to activate the thingy. And then I click it again. And it goes, oh, what template do you want to use? It opens up a new note. And then what template do I want to use? Well, let's make my summary. And now in my adventures folder, I have a new template. I have a new adventure template ready to go with just a couple clicks. So that's kind of cool. And the way you set up buttons is you have to have the MetaBind plugin in. You got, kitty, come in here. Stop just meowing out there. Come in here. I can pet you in here. Anna. Come on. If you left click and go button, you have the MetaBind button builder. And hold on. I'm going to try getting the cat. Don't tell her. Here's Hannah. Everyone say hi. This is the stream until she decides to leave. Been good. Hi. Yep. Oh, time to get down, huh? Okay. Wait, let me rotate the chair. I don't want you to hurt yourself when you jump down. There you go. Or you want to stand on my lap for a while? Getting ready. Good, you're getting ready to go. Hey, there you go. Hey, do I need to help you? All right, be right back. Gotta help the kitty. All right, thanks for sticking around. Sometimes I have to be the kitty guide. So, as I was saying, Metabind does a bunch of stuff, but I just need it for the buttons. So you open Button Builder, you name it. If I remembered the command, I could get icons in here. There's different style of buttons. I forget what those do. You can assign CSS styling to it. You have a background image, give it tooltip, give it an ID, which I just name it the same thing as the label. And then type of action, command, JavaScript, open, input, all this. So command, add action. Right now it's none. Change this, and then, does it split the screen right? Split the screen down? Does it rename a file? Go to tab. So I could say close current tab. I copy to clipboard. I paste this in. And there's the Metabind button code. I click off of it, and now here's my button. And yeah, that easy. So let's get rid of that. I don't actually need that on this. But yeah, so I like buttons. Oh, let me clean up my own thing. I don't need this here. So yeah, I can make my own little canvas in my various folders to make different things. And then since this is a canvas, I can just drag this anywhere. But it's always going to open up that it's centered. So I could drag it here, right? Go to templates, and then when I go back to main, right, it'll be centered again. So yeah, so you can put buttons on a canvas like this, or just in a page of documents. A page of a regular note, an Obsidian note. You put them in. So like, this is template, but it's a note that happens to be a template. And so I could just have a bunch of buttons in here as well. So yeah, that's the current thinking on all the things. Let's see what else we have here. Trying to figure out where I have a thing. Okay. Thing I don't have to worry about. Yay! Things I don't have to worry about. Awesome. Okay. Moving on. It's pretty much free time now. Just kick back, relax, enjoy your weekend. Put on some music. Turn it down a bit. We can chat about whatever. I'll look up some articles. And yeah. Ease on into our weekend, and then we'll go on a raid. Let's see. Anyone Oh, I'm video game streaming right now is South of Midnight, which is a lot of fun. Rapidly becoming one of my favorite games ever. So we'll be back to that on Monday. Then as soon as website decides to load, okay. Oh, if you're into cars, it looks like the New York International Auto Show happened, or happening. One of those. Anything to talk about here? Yeah. Not really. Got through all the material I needed earlier. So yeah, if you have questions about OBS, Meld, I'll try to answer them. Because I'm always looking at tools on what's the easiest point of entry for you to get into a thing. And if Meld becomes that easiest point of entry, I may still use OBS, but I'll recommend Meld. Because you have to think about less stuff, right? When you're looking at a TTRPG actual play and not just streaming like I'm doing now. There's a little bit of a brain flip there. And so when you're producing a show, there are things you don't want to worry about. You don't have set up, and Meld is kind of taking away some of that worry and some of that extra setup time. Let's see. Go to TTRPG news. I'm always looking at streaming things with that in mind. Does this help a single streamer, or will this help a production that involves multiple people, like a TTRPG actual play? Let's see here. Okay, so we're looking at TTRPG news stuff. Right now, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, might be done sneezing. Don't know. Oh, brief thing. No, we usually don't get political, but this touches on politics here, and because it does relate to gaming. Gloomhaven 2E is because of tariff uncertainty, is stuck in China right now. with the high tariffs, company just would struggle to pay that amount getting their product over. And some other game companies are talking about this as well. So just something to keep in mind if you've done a Kickstarter recently and knowing, if you backed last year, you had no way of knowing that this was coming up, right? So just be aware things are delayed or might not get to you, and it's an unfortunate situation. And there's, bound to be disappointments everywhere. But yeah, so that's the sad gaming news. Let's see. Oh, there is new. I think the new errata is up for the D&D 2024 books. Let's see. Because coming April 22nd is the SRD 5.2. And along with that announcement, there was some errata. I believe. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, the new. So ahead of the new SRD, we have some errata for the 2024 books. And that can all be found right here. You can also download it as a PDF if you just want to stick it in your new player's handbook or monster manual or DM's guide. You can do that. Or if you just use D&D Beyond, it's all, integrated into D&D Beyond already. But there it is, listed separately. They added some things that make things make more sense. And, that's kind of the purpose of errata, I suppose, right? But yeah, so check that out. Oh, hey, here's an article I should read since we are talking about minimalist toolkits and things. Let me see if it decides to open up. Let's see. Wait, where does this take me? Sorry, I found a rabbit hole. Okay. So here's an article that talks about how to prep for D&D sessions when you have no time. So there's that. Oh, and another thing I wanted to bring up, because the article has me thinking about Sly Flourish's Lazy DM, Return of the Lazy DM books, is that I saw another interview with him and someone who knows Obsidian like really, really well, and they have this whole complicated vault for TTRPGs in there, and those stuff I'm thinking about now was kind of covered in this interview from a year ago. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know this interview existed, so I'm just coming to these ideas now. Uh, so if you find that and you notice there's a similarity of ideas, it's not necessarily on purpose, though some of these are inspired by Lazy DM Prep, but yeah. I just wanted to cover that. But yeah, here's another one by Dice Geeks, and apparently they have some DM resources on the drive-through. Yeah, drive-through RPG you can take a look at. And speaking of TTRPG resources, I've made a bunch. They're kind of cool because I made them. You can find all of them right at this link off my website. dclasair.com/TTRPG resources. And that's where, as I build more of them, that's where they'll all continue to live. So check out that page. Like, even though when I announce it, I'll have a separate link for it, but it's all going to eventually have a link on this website. So make sure you have that bookmarked for everything you needed ever TTRPG wise. Just do it. You'll thank me later or something. Maybe. Okay, let's get let's get back into it. Oh yeah, this looked. See here, does this lead me to the backer kit campaign? Yeah, okay. Leads me to the backer kit. So, Cobalt Press is backer kitting, crowdfunding, I suppose is the word I need, a game called Riverbank. Cozy RPG of elegant animals, chaos, and whimsy. There's 12 days left in the backer kit. Saying Kickstarter was a lot easier. But there's a link to that. And, you know, it looks adorable. You get to be animals going on adventures. They reached, let's see here, 4 out of their 5 stretch goals, so yay. And yeah, it looks fun. Cozy. Possibly with dashes of chaos. Is this another animal game? Yeah, so while we're at it, another anthropomorphic animal game is on Kickstarter. This one is called Woodlander, an animal fantasy RPG. There you go. There's 4 days left to go in the Kickstarter. So if either of those are up your alley, support them. All right, what else we have here? All right, that takes care of those. here. Those are all old articles. This website hasn't been updated in a while. Okay. Maybe I stopped looking at this website because it's been a while since they put anything new up. Okay. Alright, that takes care of news. Yeah, any questions, anything, please let me know. I am still going to be doing games on Start Playing. I think the second week of May is when I want to start up. So when I get to posting those, because I'm having anxiety over making those posts and like putting them out into the world. But I gave myself a deadline, so got a couple weeks to get it done yet. Right, that's part of the reason I've been doing a lot of this work in Obsidian. And you know, I made a Discord for the paid games. So I have some links to resources there. I have the D&D Beyond campaign all set up, so it'll be great. I'm going to tell myself it's going to be great. The concept is you're a group solving weird mysteries in and around Waterdeep, and it's 3 different games, so 3 teams of people, all interacting, kind of using a job board to start off with. You know, there'll just be different things they can take, and then splitting from there, kind of making a multiverse of these 3 games, because they're all going to be in the same place, but since the teams are going to be different teams, I want their worlds to develop, you know, as naturally. But some things will wind up crossing over from one multiverse into another. So that'll be fun. And I plan on doing 3 games like that. Each one ran on a different day. There's no way I'm going to run 3 games on one day. But, yeah, so it'll be every other week. So hopefully the 2nd and 4th weeks of a month. And, you know, run sessions maybe for 6 months, make a little mini campaign out of them, and then go on to something else, or keep going with these. I don't know yet beyond that, but that is the basic idea behind what I want to do with my Start Playing games. At least to start off with. Now I'll do one-shots because I also want to explore using other systems and things like that. So you will see those as well. I'll probably put some more one-shots up here of various systems as they come out, because we got a lot of systems coming out, and there's still some systems that are out that I've been wanting to try that I might make a little mini series out of. That sounds like fun. But then that also depends on... I have some ideas on how I want to put together a TTRPG actual play, and what it would look like, and how it's working in my head. And it depends on, you know, do I do this in OBS or do I do this in Meld? And it depends on how far along Meld gets by the time I'm ready to do these things. If I produce the show using Meld or OBS. And that'll be another thing to consider, is that what tools am I using when I'm just streaming this? And then do I actually switch tools and use either Meld or OBS exclusively for TTRPG actual plays? will that matter? Right? Because you want to have quality productions, but you don't want to spend a lot of time. Now, you can spend a lot of time learning things, but learning programs and things like that. Like, there's a whole bunch of OBS I'll probably never touch. Right? But other people are touching it. That never mind. Other people are looking at those parts and making cool plugins and things like that I can use and add into productions, right? And so that's another consideration to think of. But right now, everything's just OBS. But that could change. All right. I'm looking at some other announcements things. And, talking about Team Cypher, Team Cypher does have a blue sky, so if you want to see everyone that got a recent invite, we're all listed here. So take a look, like Vampy Fiend, who decided to come in and follow. Thank you for that. And Fairbear and some other really cool people have also joined Team Cypher. So go through, take a look at all their bios, which are probably better written than mine, but anyway, take a look. And let's see what else. Oh, what's this? There's a article that just came up that might be useful to us. Okay, so YouTube Music is getting a feature called what are they calling it? Basically it's automatic audio leveling. It'll keep your audio at a consistent volume. So if you use YouTube Music, there you go. Fancy article. And let me check over Moonbeam. Have I missed any chats over there? Alright. So yeah, I hope you're all doing good. And thank you all for being here. We got to wrap up fairly soon. So if there are any questions, please let me know. Be glad to answer. Got a couple minutes left. Otherwise, we'll get things in. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna have for dinner. I had frozen pizza for lunch. That was pretty good. Extra cheese. Added some ham, because I got a lot of ham. Don't ask. That'll be fun. Over the weekend, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I know I have a session 0 for a charity stream. That I gotta be a part of. And that'll be good. Let's see, what else do I have coming up? As I continue to work with Obsidian, I'll keep updating everybody on how that's going and what the Ultimate Adventure template winds up looking like. See if there's any fun YouTube videos. Otherwise, I got a couple of Blu-rays to watch this weekend. The Found Footage Fest people were in town, or they're doing their 20th anniversary show tour. And so they had a bunch of DVDs there and a couple of movies that I hadn't heard of before, so I picked those up. So I got those to watch. Plus I have Free Rin on Blu-ray to continue watching as well. Yes, I've seen all Free Rin streaming, but now I have it on Blu-ray, so clearly I have to watch it all on Blu-ray. It's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. Seeing if there's any videos that catch my attention or be relevant to anything we're talking about, because sometimes someone will release a YouTube video while I'm talking about stuff and I'll be like, oh, that would have been handy to have mentioned. Let's see here. I'm not seeing too much about anything that we haven't at least touched on a little bit. Alright, well, let's wrap things up there then. Seeing it, and again, going back to things being powerful and things like that, Obsidian, there's a lot to Obsidian, and Obsidian is just going to be for campaign management. It's not going to be a note-taking tool for me for like regular life note or anything like that. It's just for campaigns, and that's the only kind of tools and things I'm focused on. So if you have a note-taking system that you like and things like that, I'm sure there's probably a plugin or something that does it for Obsidian. I'm most likely not going to talk about it, as it's just my BTRPG tool right now. So, and if you have any note-taking apps you do like or want to recommend or think I should take a look at, let me know, because I will take a look at various note-taking apps as well. Let me reload real quick, and we'll see who we can send a raid over to. What was that Obsidian fantasy template you linked to a little while back? Oh boy. What was that? Did it... You remember what it did? I'm trying to think. I sent you a message. Gave some basic templates. Okay. There's one called Templator that you can make some templates with, and then there's another one that's a system. But try look up Templator and see if that's the one. But yeah, all right. But yeah, I will look after stream and see who's there. But see if that's the one I was mentioning. I know there's one that might use Templator along with it, and I might just be mixing the two things in my head. Let's see, who needs an... Let me see if... Alright, we are going to go raid Luke McKay, who is drawing and has Squirrel Cam up. So that will be an awesome way to kind of take a breather. Loading. Yeah, I'll send you a DM and after I figure out what it is. But yeah, it probably involves Templator somehow, I would imagine. All right, I will see you all on Monday with more South of Midnight. And thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Please be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a great weekend. I will see you all on Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for the raid. Bye.